The Kardashian-Jenner family was introduced to the world as nameless individuals just documenting their day-to-day activities for a television show. Since then, they've become the most watched and most famous family in not just Hollywood, but in the world in general. The Kardashian-Jenner clan built their wealth through their looks, many business ventures, and endorsements. Their empire was also built on controversy, exploitation, cultural appropriation, promoting unhealthy beauty standards, and lots of lies. Like Kylie Jenner allegedly using falsified tax documents to land the title of Forbes' youngest ever self-made billionaire. Or Kris Humphries filing an annulment from Kim Kardashian in November 2011, citing fraud as the reason, and lawsuits for poor employment practices and using sweatshop labor. But for over 15 years, it seems like Kim Kardashian and her mother Kris Jenner have gotten away with allegedly lying about Kim's infamous adult tape and how it even got released to the public. Now Ray J, the other person in the tape, is finally tired of living a lie. In 2022, he dropped a major bombshell, which probably isn't shocking to anyone. He says the whole thing was a collaboration between him, Kim, and Kris, and they all sat down and planned the entire thing, despite the narrative the Kardashian clan painted for the world for years. Now he's leaking DMs, old emails, and documents to prove it. In this video, I'm gonna walk you guys through a timeline of Ray J and Kim Kardashian's tape drama, and then we'll be diving into Ray J's allegations and what he calls the biggest lie in this industry in the history of entertainment.
Me and Wack both know that Wack was just playing around because Kris Jenner is the one who made us shoot the second sex tape in Santa Barbara. She made us start. We'll get to that because I got all the proof on that too. I got all the emails. I got Kris Jenner. I got Kim walking into Vivid. Kim had on a white dress. I had on a white shirt. We walking into Vivid together with Kris. Like, it's over for them. Go on. This is an appetizer. Go on.
This video is sponsored by Scentbird. Scentbird is a monthly fragrance subscription that allows you to try new designer perfumes every month. This year, I've been focused on building a perfume collection that I actually like and will get long-term use out of. And Scentbird makes trying new scents easy because they have over 600 designers to choose from Prada to Versace, and to companies you've probably never even heard of. This month, I got this floral scent called Be Delicious by DKNY. My favorite this month, Brit Sheer by Burberry. It's very musky and I typically gravitate towards those type of scents more. I also got Bright Crystal Absolute by my favorite brand Versace, and Bitch Please by Confessions of a Rebel, which sounds a lot like me. Every month, Scentbird will send you a 30-day supply of scents in leak-proof cases that are way bigger than regular perfume samples. All you have to do is head over to the link in the description box to sign up for Scentbird, then fill out their fragrance questionnaire so that they can help you find scents that suits you the best. Make sure you use my code BFTV3 to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird, making your purchase just $7. Everything will be linked in the description box. Thank you again to today's sponsor, Scentbird. Now, let's get into the drama. It all started in 2002 when Kim began her career as a personal stylist to her longtime childhood friend Paris Hilton, whose fame eventually skyrocketed after the release of her adult tape in 2004. Kim started taking on other clients including Serena Williams and singer-slash-actress Brandy starting in 2003.
I got into styling because my best friend is Brandy, and we'd always shop together. She'd always ask me to be, oh, you have to help me out, be my stylist, and I'd never assisted a stylist before. I never went to school for it. I never, really knew what the job really entailed, so I just kind of blew it off, and we'd always shop together. And one day she called me and was like, will you be my stylist? And I said, sure. She'd always said it. I thought she was kidding. And the next day, her record company called me and hired me. And like a week later, we left for a 3-week promotional tour in Europe. And I had to dress her and her dancers. And I was like freaked out. And she was amazing. And she was like, don't worry, I'll walk you through the whole thing. We'll shop together. She walked me through the whole process. I would totally do a show, yeah.
What would you like to do?
Well, they asked me to do the cattle drive show, and Courtney Tummel was one of the girls on it. She's one of our best friends, but her and my sister, like, you know, are really, really close. So I told my sister to do it because it was like them going to camp again. I would totally do a show. You know, I really want to do some kind of show that shows my life and what I do and my closet stuff, and all of that would be really fun for me because that's so natural.
Shortly after, Kim and Brandy's younger brother Ray J started dating while she was still legally married to her first husband, Damon Thomas. Kim and Ray were old friends and met when they were 16. Ray J was still an up-and-coming singer and was trying to do away with the Brandy's little brother label. Kim was also trying to make a name for herself. Her father, Robert Kardashian, gained recognition as O.J. Simpson's friend and defense attorney during his infamous 1995 trial. But people had no idea who his kids were. And the closest Kim had gotten to fame at the time was being photographed by paparazzi frolicking around town behind Paris Hilton and making multiple appearances on The Simple Life as Paris's friend who organized her closet. Paris was the famous friend, and Kim lived in her shadow. But when Paris and Nicole Richie fell out, the pair grew closer, and Kim gained more exposure. "We'd go anywhere and everywhere just to be seen," Kim told Rolling Stone in 2015. "We knew exactly where to go, where to be seen, how to have something written about you. All you had to do is go to the restaurant or this party, talk about whatever you want to talk about, and it would be in the paper the next day." End quote. You're probably wondering why I'm mentioning Kim's friendship with Paris Hilton, but it'll all make sense soon. Kim and Ray J dated off and on until 2006. In 2007, media outlets started reporting about the existence of an adult tape made by Kim and Ray that was being shopped around to several adult film companies. But these reports never said who the seller was. TMZ spoke with the largest renter of adult tapes, SugarDVD.com, who says they offered Kim $2 million for exclusive rights and also offered to make her the official spokesperson for the company. But Kim completely denied it, saying, "There is no tape being shopped. Ray J and I remain friends, and there is nothing he would do to spite me." Then adding, "I would love to see what they've seen." Kim claims that people are running with the idea of a tape because of a comment Ray J left on her MySpace page saying, "Let's show the world our tape." But according to her, Ray called her immediately after he posted the comment and asked her to delete it. She also went on record with the New York Daily News saying, "There is no tape. It is false." But an anonymous Daily News source said, she and her camp want to decide exactly what gets released and what doesn't. She is actively involved in its sale, but wishes to do it through a third party. Ironically enough, a month later, People magazine reported that Kim sued Vivid Entertainment, claiming a tape was being released without her consent and demanded all profits plus legal fees. Vivid, which was a major adult film company that was responsible for distributing a lot of celebrity tapes, said they had purchased the tape for $1 million from a third party, but did not identify the person or company behind it. They released a statement that read, "We are comfortable that we have the legal right to distribute this video, despite what others may say. We have been around for 20 years, and if we didn't feel comfortable putting it out, we wouldn't. We would like Kim and Ray J to be a part of it, and hopefully we can work that out." End quote. Kim dropped the suit after they allegedly reached a $5 million deal, and she granted them permission to release the tape. A few weeks later, in March, a 41-minute movie made by the couple was released to the public by Vivid Entertainment titled Kim Kardashian Superstar. The video was shot 3 years prior, in October 2003, when the couple went on a trip to Cabo, Mexico to celebrate Kim's 23rd birthday. Majority of the tape was shot by Ray J on Kim's handheld camcorder. The tape brought in more than $1.4 million in revenue in the first 6 weeks of its release, and over $1.25 million of that was in DVD sales alone, surpassing the popularity of Paris's tape.
How are you doing? Is everything okay with you?
You know, it will be.
we'll get through it. I have a really great supportive family and friends, and
which is most important.
exactly, family is the most important.
In June that year, Kim published an op-ed for Glamour magazine discussing the release of the tape, calling it the lowest point in her life, aside from her father's death. She wrote, "One day I ran into my old friend Ray J. I had known him since I was 16, and I was friends with his older sister Brandy. He was funny and silly and took my mind off everything. From that moment on, we were inseparable. When my father passed away in September 2003, just 6 weeks after his diagnosis, Ray became my refuge. We traveled to Hawaii, Mexico, and all over the world. I had just gotten a brand new video camera, so we documented every moment of our trips. We filmed ourselves at the beach, sitting on airplanes, and eating in restaurants. It was lighthearted and fun and exactly what I needed at the moment. One night we were in our hotel room and we decided to make a tape. We were totally kidding around. I was saying things like, I need to do my hair and makeup. Never in a million years did I think the tape would be seen by anyone but us. 3 years later, Ray and I broke up, and I don't want to go into the details. We just grew apart. I moved in with my mom, and he moved in with his sister, and all of our stuff from our apartment went into storage. The tape was in a camera bag. I forgot about it. In December 2006, I was traveling in Australia with Paris Hilton when I got an email from a friend that said, "Oh my god, look what's online." I couldn't open the link, which was entitled Sex Tape Ray J. I flipped out and started crying hysterically. It turned out the link was just a blind item on a gossip website that said, which R&B singer has a sex tape with a Hollywood socialite? So I stopped worrying about it. 2 months later, another friend paged me saying, "Someone bought your sex tape. There's a clip online. It's all over page 6. I don't know how, but clearly the tape fell into the wrong hands. The rest of the day was a blur. I frantically tried to get a hold of Ray while fielding calls from my mother, who wouldn't stop calling me. Although I was dreading it, I knew I needed to look at the clip to see what was posted online." End quote. Not too long after, Kim landed her own reality series on E! Network that followed her and her Kardashian/Jenner family, produced by Ryan Seacrest Productions and the Simple Life producers. Kim would go from being labeled Paris Hilton's friend or O.J. Simpson's attorney's daughter to the most famous woman in the world and surpass Paris in terms of popularity. Keeping up with the Kardashians also served as the catalyst of the Kardashian empire. The family gained a cult following through sharing every aspect of their lives and relationship drama for 20 seasons. The siblings, who have some of the most followed social media accounts, achieved their wealth and high net worths over the years through their looks, endorsements, and entrepreneurial endeavors. And this goes without saying, their obsession with unhealthy beauty standards, scandals, cultural appropriation, stolen ideas, and allegedly exploiting those who work for them and people close to them got them where they are now. So let's take a look back at what really started all of this.
You know there are people who say that you put it out yourself. You know that.
Yeah. And, I think why would anyone put that humiliation on their family like that?
How did you feel when that went public?
I
Thank
cried
God
myself
it was
to sleep.
Because thank God Paris Hilton paved the way.
Well,
No,
I don't
thank
think, you
God
know what?
Paris
You know
Hilton
what?
slutted around. And so by the time it happened with Kim, we were already a little, okay, second one.
I don't think anything can prepare you for something like that when it comes to your daughter. I think that the way that I feel about life in general, and I'm somewhat of a religious person, and I keep that to myself, so I live a certain way, and I feel a certain way, and I pray for my kids every day, and I'm so in love with my family life, and that hits me up that side of the head, and I literally fell apart. I had to go in a room and cry for a couple days and say, okay, pull yourself to fucking together, because you have to be here for all these kids and your family, and you have to show them as an example how to get through this.
What did come out of it, seriously, is it made you famous, which allowed the reality show, which allowed the empire. Now you manage everything. She is the manager. She is really smart. Do the girls listen to you as a manager?
Oh yeah, we
You
have.
get
I mean,
50%? What?
You'd have to talk about the tape. One of the things that Ty was going to want to talk about is the sex tape. When I first heard about Kim's tape, as her mother, I wanted to kill her. But as her manager, I knew that I had a job to do, and I really just wanted her to move past it.
How did the tape get out? How did that tape get out?
The tape got out through a company called Vivid Entertainment.
So who went to Vivid?
I don't know who went to Vivid.
What was the conversation like when you found out it was out? What was the conversation like with Kim?
A lot of yelling and screaming. You know, a lot of yelling and screaming because I didn't know where it was coming from. She didn't know until we found out. And then we just had to deal with it from there and just figure out, since everybody is seeing it, since it's on every website, what do we do about it from here, you know?
Who had the tape?
I didn't have the tape. My deal...
Wait a minute. So you shot it and then what happened?
I shot the tape, and she kept the tape. So she says that, you know, the tape got lost, I guess, when she was moving or whatever she said. I don't know, but I didn't have, you know, control of the tape, and I definitely didn't have it in my possession.
Do you believe her?
I believe her. Yeah, I believe her, you know. But, I mean, you know, in this business, you know, it's hard to trust anybody. But I believe her, you know, and I, you know, I had trust in her. She had trust in me. And she's a good person. So at the end of the day, you know, it was just like, what do we do now? You know, forget how, because it's already out. What's up now? What do we do?
As you see her blow up with the show and all this other stuff, do you kind of, how does that make you feel as you see all that?
You know, I pat myself on the back. You know, but I feel good. You know, I smile. You know, I look and go, you know, congratulations. You know, I'm proud of you. This is what you wanted, and you know, I'm really proud of you.
Are you really sad at the end of the day that it got out?
Well, I got over it. You know, again, at first I was sad that the tape was out. Of course, I was scared of, you know, the repercussions that it would cause. But you know, time heals everything. I learned a lot. You know. I grew from that. I know what to do now as far as just being responsible, just in my own private world. And, you know, now I just got to learn, grow as a man, put it behind me, and keep on pushing.
Kim and her momager Chris have always been the ones controlling the narrative of the tape scandal. And the family has been exposed in the past a few times for fabricating aspects of their lives and staging storylines for the show. Although Ray J was the other person involved, he never really disclosed any information about the tape or the deal made with Vivid. Until now. The reason he's played coy over the years is because of a contractual agreement he had with the family. Within the past year, rumors of the possible existence of a second tape have surfaced. Ray's former manager, Wack 100, alleged on a podcast back in September 2021 that he had possession of a more graphic tape of Kim and Ray J that has yet to be released. The drama was filmed for the family's new series on Hulu. Surprise, surprise. Kim never really denied the fact that a second tape existed, but a spokesperson of hers says it doesn't. Wack responded to the episode writing, "Damn, now I'm confused. First, Kim Kardashian's attorney says I'm lying. This doesn't exist. Second, now Kim Kardashian is saying she's blocking us from releasing it. So now I guess she's admitting her and her team has been lying." Ray, for his part, was very upset with his ex-manager writing, "This ain't cool. I've been staying off the radar, just staying focused and being humbled and thankful for all the blessings I'm receiving. How can I show off growth and maturity if this kind of stuff keeps happening? I'm a father now, and my job is to be a great parent and put them first. This is not the message I want to send out." Shaking my head. As for what played out on the Kardashian episode, he tweeted, "All of this is a lie. Can't let them do this anymore. So untrue." In the show's third episode, Kim said that her estranged husband Kanye West met with Ray to retrieve the last of the footage.
Oh my God.
Let's take a look at the actual story according to Ray J.
How did you as a family, but Sonia, really you as the mother, feel about the Kim Kardashian Ray J tape? Because I haven't seen you since then, so I know this is old business.
Okay, it is old business, and at some point we're going to get beyond this, hopefully.
Yes.
America. But as a mother, I was very upset. Like I could have killed him, because one of the things that when you are dating someone, they were dating for 5 years, they were in love. I saw that as a love factor, and I've always said, what you don't want people to see, you don't do, regardless of how much you love someone. And so it somehow surfaced. But my point is, and Ray J hates to hear me say this, but I'm going to say it. With all of the hoopla about it being Ray J and people trying to blame him, did you see him on the cover of Playgirl?
No, she got her jump off from it. But we love it.
Did you see him in the centerfold of Playgirl? Okay, so I think that the question should be directed elsewhere. Okay, what about that?
To be clear, the things they have insinuated Ray J did regarding the tape, like leaking the original movie and other things I can't discuss for the sake of keeping this video monetized, would be considered crimes. Ray says the tape was always a partnership from the very beginning and called it the biggest lie in this industry in the history of entertainment. At the time, he admits that he was the one who pitched the idea to Kim and approved the idea. Ray J said Kim approved of the idea and got her mother Kris Jenner involved to organize the release of the tape with Vivid Entertainment. He went on to say that Kris is the one who brokered the deal with Vivid in pursuit of exposure and fame for her daughter after seeing what it was able to do for Paris Hilton's career, and made Ray and her daughter shoot another tape in Santa Barbara. The singer then says Kris Jenner watched the 3 tapes and decided to release the one they shot at a resort in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, because it looked the best. Ray J says Kris was the one who introduced him to Vivid CEO Stephen Hirsch, and that Kim was involved in all stages of the business transaction, alleging she's the one who signed his contract on his behalf, and said the documents contained Kim's fingerprints. He even showed a page written by Kim back then listing and describing the deliverables of the contract. Furthermore, Ray says Kim was always in possession of every single tape they filmed. In an interview with the Daily Mail, he said, "I've sat in the shadows for over 14 years, allowing the Kardashians to use my name, to abuse my name, make millions of dollars over a decade and a half talking about a topic I've never really spoken about. I've never leaked anything. I have never leaked a sex tape in my life. It has never been a leak. It's always been a deal and partnership between Kris Jenner and Kim and me, and we've always been partners since the beginning of this thing." In private messages that he voluntarily leaked between him and Kim, she completely ignores his comments about them sitting down and planning the whole tape, then deliberately leaking it. Maybe as a way to not incriminate herself, but Kim admits that the claims in the episode were fabricated, then goes on to tell Ray that her and Kris were working on putting out a press release to clear his name. The messages read, "If you're upset about the comment, it was clearly a sarcastic joke, and I was laughing when I said it. Just spoke to my team. We will get something out tomorrow morning to clarify that this was a joke and that you would have never done something like this. Hope this helps, and I'm sorry to hear how this has affected you. It wasn't my intention." End quote. Ray J now says he regrets his role in releasing the tape after he was publicly blamed for leaking it and being the one who benefited the least from it. His career after the tape is no comparison to what Kim was able to accomplish on a global scale. In the end, it affected his career and public image, though he did try to capitalize off the scandal, releasing the 2 songs I Hit It First in 2013 and Famous in 2016. The public perception of him leaking a tape of Kim Kardashian without her consent cost him job opportunities. He says he always wanted to go on record to clear his name, but couldn't because of the contract he had signed with the Kardashian clan without a lawyer and legal advice. He said, "I felt suicidal because when you know something's real and it's true and you're watching a whole family create an empire from a lie they've created, it's heartbreaking and disrespectful to all the entertainers who have been honest and true to their craft. As a black man living and working in America, it's hard to get up every day and look out at the water or look at my family and know that they think something about you when you know it's 1,000% the other way. How do you live like that? I couldn't be a part of any reputable major network television show or do Dancing with the Stars and do America's Got Talent or anything like that because of my image. Because of what they made me, I'm not allowed to be in those places. For me, I've been walking on eggshells thinking I'm gonna get in trouble for telling the truth, and I've been holding on to it for the past 14 years and watching them humiliate me. They're celebrating my destruction. Where in this whole story did Ray J become the person who leaked the tape and who's made their lives miserable?"
First y'all steal from my sister, then y'all trying to steal my career. I want to dance with the stars, but I can't dance with the stars because y'all told Dina Katz how bad of a person I am. So they probably like, oh no, we can't have those kind of, you know what I'm saying? I want to be on Big Brother America, but nah, y'all done blackballed. Man, hey, have you ever heard I Hit It First on the radio? No, because Kanye and whoever was with him said if y'all play that one time, you will never get to see us. With no radio support in its entirety, but Kanye can get on and diss Amber Rose like she ain't shit and just say bitch, bitch, bitch all the way through, and he good. He Kanye, he can do it. He can do it, but Ray J can't just speak the facts that I hit it first. But I'm a bad guy though. But y'all can do the whole Skeet Pete campaign with Kanye like it's okay. That shit ain't cool, dog.
While Ray J is painted as the person that keeps bringing the subject up, it's actually the complete opposite. The clan has used the tape for publicity or a storyline on their shows numerous times, and it's obvious that it always sets him off. Most recently, Chris's appearance on The Late Late Show with James Corden in September 2022, where she took a lie detector test to clear her name in the involvement of the tape's release.
Did you help Kim release her tape?
No. No.
True. Of course it's true!
This prompted him to respond in a social media post calling both Chris and the so-called polygraph expert John Grogan frauds. Ray J also alluded to that time the family defrauded his mother and sister Brandy out of over $100,000. If you guys aren't aware, back in 2008, Brandy and Ray's mother Sonia Norwood filed a lawsuit against Kim Kardashian, accusing her of running up more than $120,000 in credit card charges without her permission. She says Kim had only been authorized in 2004 to make one purchase on her American Express card to purchase clothes for Brandy. Khloe, Kourtney, and their brother Robert Jr. were also named in the suit, alleging that Kim passed the card along to her siblings, who then ran up charges on Sonia's card in 2006 and 2007. Ray spoke out on social media writing, "You stole all that money from my mom and sister, over $800,000, and you had to pay it back because you were guilty and the judge ordered it." He also says, Kim never sued Steve Hirsch for $5 million because we all made that up together. After spending the whole of 2022 disputing the narrative, Ray J is now exploring the idea of filing a defamation lawsuit against Kim Kardashian. He ended things by saying, "Now that I'm a father, it kills my soul to think my daughter would have to go through life thinking her dad was something that he wasn't. I just want my daughter and my son to appreciate what I've done here on earth and know that their dad doesn't go for exploiting women, disrespecting women, and leaking footage of someone who didn't give permission." End quote. The Kim Kardashian superstar tape has earned well over $100 million since first being released 15 years ago, and the former couple has pocketed about $25 million with their 12.5% deal. They still continue to profit beautifully from the tape till this day. Ray J is constantly releasing more and more information, and I don't think the public will ever know the true story behind how the tape became public. But I do want to hear your guys' theories on what actually happened with the tape in the comments below. Thank you again to today's sponsor, Scentbird. Don't forget to use the code BFTV3 to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird. Like this video and subscribe to BFTV for more content.